So this is the second sum on compound gear train. In this question we have both a compound gear train and an epicyclic gear train. Okay, so in this question, as you can see, they have given us there are four gears. There is gear A, which is the driver gear. There are gears B and C, which are the compounded gears. And there is this gear D. The gear D is an internal gear. So it has teeth on the inside. Generally gears have teeth on the outside, internal gears have teeth on the inside. So gear A is rotating in the clockwise direction, because of which A and B are meshed together. So B is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. Because B and C are compounded together, C is also rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. Because of the anti-clockwise rotation of C, as you can remember, whenever in the previous video I had told you that whenever there is internal meshing, the direction of rotation of the meshing gears remains the same, and when there is external meshing, the direction of rotation of the gears is opposed. So because A and B are externally meshed, see, they are externally meshed, A is rotating in clockwise, B is rotating in anti-clockwise. But because C and D are internally meshed, C is also rotating in anti-clockwise direction, D is also rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So in this question, what they have asked us to find is what is the number of teeth on gears B, C and D, and what is the exact velocity ratio. They have given us an approximate velocity ratio of 9.547. As you know, velocity ratio is the velocity of driven upon velocity of driver. So we have to find out what will be the number of teeth on B, C and D and the exact velocity ratio. And we already found out the direction of rotation of D, but still we will again find it out once again in the... Okay, so we will be solving the question. This is a slightly difficult question, hence I request all of you to please pay good attention to what I am teaching right now. Okay, it is slightly difficult, but if you try to follow it step by step, it will be quite easy for you. Okay, so the first thing that we see that we have to find the number of teeth on all these different gears. Okay, so basically what they have done, we can see A is meshed with B, gear A is meshed with gear B over here. Okay, and they have also given us the distance between the center of gear A and the center of gear B. So we have this distance equal to 30 centimeter. Using these two things, we can find out the number of teeth on gear B. Okay, so how can we find out? See, what is this total distance? This is radius of A plus radius of B. This is radius of A plus radius of B. So we can write radius of A plus radius of B is equal to 30 centimeter. Because our module is in mm, we will convert this centimeter into millimeter. So that will be 300 millimeter. Okay. So right now we know that RA plus RB is equal to 300 mm. Okay. Now what we can do is rather than writing radius, we can write radius as diameter divided by 2. So this will be dA by 2 plus dB by 2, because radius is half of diameter. Okay, so we get these values. Now see, here we have been given number of teeth on A and we have been given module of the gears. We know that module is equal to diameter, pitch circle diameter upon number of teeth. So diameter, pitch circle diameter is module into number of teeth. So we can write that over here. Module into number of teeth on A divided by 2 plus module into number of teeth on B divided by 2 is equal to 300. Module for mating gears is always equal. So we can take that module out, and they have given us that module for all the gears is 8 mm. So we can take out module as common. So it will be module into, we can take module by 2 out common, TA plus TB equal to 300, right? Module has been given as 8 mm, so 8 divided by 2 will be 4, and it is TA plus TB. TA is given as 28, so substituting all these values we get 4 into 28 plus TB is equal to 300. Now substituting these values and carrying out some calculations, we can find out the value of TB. So it will be 28 plus TB is equal to 300 divided by 4, which will be equal to 75. So TB will be 75 minus 28, which will be equal to 47. So that is how we found out the value of TB. It is 47. Okay. Next thing we have to find out is the number of teeth on C and number of teeth on D. Now this becomes slightly difficult, but they have given us something. They have given us the velocity ratio. See, in this case, velocity ratio is 9.547. But the problem in this question, if you will see, is that the velocity ratio, A is the driver. Okay, see now, A is rotating in clockwise direction. A is rotating in clockwise direction. Because of A, B is meshing with A and B is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. B is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. B and C are compounded together. They are on the same shaft. So C is also rotating in anti-clockwise direction. But see, what is the difference? C is internally meshed with gear D. Gear D is an internal gear. So C is internally meshed with gear D. Whenever there is internal meshing, the direction of rotation is same. Whenever there is external meshing, see in this case there is external meshing. External meshing, direction is changed. The direction becomes opposite. But in case of internal meshing, direction remains same. So direction of C is also anti-clockwise. Direction of D will also be anti-clockwise. Okay, so you have to take this into account. Okay, so we found out the direction of rotation of D, which is anti-clockwise. Okay, in this case, what we wanted to see, A is the driver gear and which is the final driven gear. The final driven gear is the gear D. But as we can clearly see from this question and this diagram itself, that velocity of A, the RPM of A will be greater than the RPM of D. So this velocity ratio in this case, this velocity ratio is not velocity of A, this is not velocity of driven upon velocity of driver. Okay, they have just interchanged this. They have given you the ratio of velocity of A upon velocity of D. In exam, this might happen. Okay, you have to look at the diagram and see which gear will have higher velocity, which gear will have lower velocity. Okay, so A becomes your driver, D is your final driven. But in this case, velocity ratio is what? Ratio of velocity of driver divided by velocity of driven. Okay, this is a slight change. So they have given NA upon ND is what? 9.547. Okay. So how can we find out this ratio? What is this ratio dependent on? Okay, see, A is meshing with what? B. A is meshing with B and C is meshing with D. So ultimately, velocity is transferred from A to B, then from B to C, it is compounded gear, and then it is traveled from C to D. So how can we write this? We can write this like this: NA upon NB is equal to TB upon TA, and we can write NB is equal to NC, and we can write NC upon ND is equal to TD upon TC. Okay, this is our normal meshing of gears. This is because they are compounded together, and this is because of normal meshing together. Okay, so see, how can we write NA upon NB into NC upon ND is equal to TB upon TA into TD upon TC. But NB is equal to NC because they are compounded, they are on the same shaft. So we can cancel these out. So what is the ratio of NA upon ND? It can be given by TB upon TA into TD upon TC. Okay, so we get this. Now in this, what they have given, NA upon ND is what? 9.547. 9.547 is equal to what? TB upon TA. We have the value of TB, we have the value of TA. We can substitute it. 47 upon 28. TD upon TC. Okay, we don't know either. Okay, we will write it like this only. Okay, so we can calculate this and we can find the ratio of TD to TC. Okay, so what will it be? TD upon TC is equal to 9.547 into 28 upon 47. Cross multiply. Okay. So 9.547 into 28 divided by 47. That comes out to be 5.688. Okay, 5.688. So we get the first equation. TD is equal to 5.688 times TC. Okay, taking TC over there. Okay. Now what is another thing that we know? Well, another thing that we know, because we have been given, see, this distance, what another relation, see, there are two unknowns, TC and TD. So we need two equations to solve these two unknowns. We already found out one equation, we have to find out another equation. Okay, to find out another equation, see, we can use this logic. We know distance between these two centers, right? We also know we don't know any other distance, only we know distance between these two centers. Okay, but we can do like this. See, this is the total radius of gear D. This is radius of gear D. Now this radius of gear D can be divided into three parts. What are the three parts? See, this is part 1, this entire is part 2, and this small is part 3. Okay, this is part 1, this entire from here to here, this is part 2, and this small is part 3. So what is the radius of D? See, we can write radius of D is this part 1, length of part 1 plus length of part 2, this entire length of part 2, minus this length of part 3, minus this small distance. So this will give me the radius of this internal gear D. Okay, what is length of part 1? It is radius of A. What is length of part 2? See this hole, it is diameter of B. See, this hole is diameter of B. Minus length 3. What is this small distance? Radius of B minus radius of C. Radius of B minus radius of C. This is what your radius of D. Okay, substitute. Okay, we will multiply both sides by 2. We will convert radius into diameter. Okay, so we will get diameter of D is equal to diameter of A plus 2 times diameter of B minus diameter of B minus diameter of C. We have just multiplied both the sides by 2. Okay, so we get diameter of D is equal to diameter of A, 2 times diameter of B minus diameter of B. So diameter of B minus plus diameter of C. Okay, so this is what we get. So what becomes your diameter of D? Okay, diameter of D becomes what is, okay, see, we have radius of A plus radius of B is 300 mm. So diameter of A plus diameter of B will be 600 mm. Okay, see, multiplying this by 2. Okay, plus diameter of C. So using this we can find out another relation, DC DD minus DC is equal to 600, taking DC on this side. Okay, now there is also a relationship between, see, this equation is in terms of diameter, this equation is in terms of teeth. We can convert diameter into teeth using this formula. Diameter is module into number of teeth. So we can write module into TD minus module into TC is equal to 600. Taking out module common, TD minus TC is equal to 600. Module is 8. So TD minus TC becomes 600 divided by 8, which is what? 75. So this becomes our second equation. What is the second equation? The second equation becomes TD minus TC is equal to 75. Okay, I will just write it on this so that I don't have to turn the page. So this is my second equation. What is my first equation? See this, TD, rewriting it, taking this over here, minus 5.688 TC is equal to 0. Okay, these are two simultaneous equations. I can solve them on the calculator. Okay, first TD minus TC is equal to 75 and TD minus 5.688 times TC is equal to 0. So I get TD's value as 90.99. Now see, number of teeth can never be in points. Okay, so number of teeth will always be a whole number. So TD becomes 91 and TC becomes 15.99 is 16. Okay, so we found out TC, which is 16. We found out TD, which is 91. We found out the direction, and what is the exact velocity ratio? What is the exact velocity ratio? See, we have the equation for exact velocity ratio. NA upon ND is what? TB upon TA into TD upon TC. So we can substitute these values over here. TB is how much? 47. TA is how much? 28 into TD 91 upon TC is 16. So substituting all these values, we can exactly know what is the velocity ratio. Means for how many rotations of A, how many rotation of D will take place. That is the velocity ratio. Ki how there will be many rotations of A and only one rotation of D. Okay. So the exact will be 47 into 91 divided by 28 into 16. It is 9.546875. That is almost same as what they have given us. So our answer is correct. Okay. So we have found out all the things that they had asked us to find out.